Today we're going to explain what we know from the whole situation, what happened to Jamea Harris and how she lost her life, and explaining how people are actually thinking that Darius is innocent. But before we get into that, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment, because this video most likely will get demonetized, and you doing so will help push this story out, which is really needed. So let's get into who is Jamea Harris.
Her family tells me she is loved by so many. Every person I spoke with today say this is just heartbreaking.
I knew years ago her daughter was going to be something, from being a cheer dancer at Winona High School to way back in preschool when she named herself Princess Jamea.
Everything that she did, they followed behind her. Alita, she was a good person.
Jamea Harris, 23, from Alabama, had a beautiful smile full of joy, mother of a handsome 5-year-old boy, with everything intact, devoted mom, well as an educated grad, hard working, but on the pit stops, made fun little vids on the TikTok, with her son, who she raised and built, was teaching him to ride a bike with no training wheels. Fun living, but unfortunately, everything came to an abrupt ending.
Jamea Harris decided to drive to Tuscaloosa with her boyfriend to visit her cousin, who was a student at University of Alabama. Some articles though are saying that it was her boyfriend who was at University of Alabama.
As she headed to Tuscaloosa with her boyfriend and cousin in the early hours of Sunday.
But regardless, sometime during the night, they decided to go to the Strip in Tuscaloosa. And apparently she would end up having an argument with a man named Darius, a 23-year-old at a junior of University Alabama's men's basketball team.
Miles was in his third year with the Crimson Tide basketball team.
And Michael Lynn Davis, who's 20 years old. From the sounds of things, Darius was in a good place in his life. He had opportunity at his fingertips, saying that he did have some time off due to an ankle injury. Allegedly as well, he also had some time off due to something personal going on. Then after that, he had more time off.
Now, the note this time read that Alabama men's basketball announced that junior Darius Miles will be sidelined for the rest of the season with an ankle injury. Miles sustained the injury during preseason camp and saw limited action in 6 contests, along with ongoing rehab since the original injury. After consulting with medical staff and Andrews sports medicine foot and ankle specialist Dr. Norman Waldrop, it was determined to withhold Miles from basketball activity moving forward and focus on his rehabilitation.
And regarding this Michael guy that he was with, there wasn't too much detail. Now apparently it all started when Jamea and her cousin was rejecting Michael and Darius's advances towards them. And later on during the night, a gunshot was fired at the car where Jamea, her boyfriend and cousin was sitting at, and there was return fire for self-defense. I don't even know if this story is true. This is what 2 YouTubers have been saying, and they really never reference their sources, so I don't know where they got this information from. Now, one story is that Jamea and her cousin went to the Strip to get some food with their boyfriend, and while they were waiting for their food, Darius and Michael end up approaching the car and tried to talk to Jamea.
Her cousin recalled they were moving around the car trying to get their attention. The girls kept telling them, "We got a boyfriend. We don't want to talk," but they won't take an O for an answer. They kept going on, and eventually her boyfriend in the back seat rolled down the window, and he told them that they should let the girls be, especially having been told they have boyfriends.
Now apparently one of the guys said, "You don't know who I am, you don't know what I do, I smack people." I don't know if this was Michael or if this was Darius. Now Jamea's boyfriend just kept on telling them to leave, and they kept on repeating the same thing. Now Jamea's boyfriend did not feel comfortable and allegedly told the girls like, "Yo, let's just go." But they waited until they got their food. And when they got their food and was trying to drive out, apparently Darius and Michael blocked them from exiting the parking spot. This is when Michael apparently walked up to the car with a gun. Now out of defense, Jamea's boyfriend ended up pulling out his gun and shooting at Michael and actually hitting him. While Michael was running back to his car, he turned around and started taking shots, and that's when one of the bullets hit Jamea. Another scenario is they had an argument because the girls rejected Darius and Michael, and while they were driving off, they pulled up next to them driving at the same time, and shots were fired at the car that Jamea was in, and Jamea's boyfriend fired back in defense.
Captured on this Ring doorbell. The sound of gunfire ringing out on the Strip early Sunday morning.
And we just heard like a bunch of pop, 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 and people just started running.
UA students shocked.
Don't think something like that can happen like right outside your apartment.
Now, according to news articles, reports, etc., they are saying that Darius gave Michael the gun to shoot at the car, and the driver of Jamea's car was able to get away. And there's just so many questions. If that was the situation, how could Darius never try to stop him? And after that, how come they never went to the police? Because most likely they were guilty. Anyway, the boyfriend or the cousin end up getting out of that situation and driving to get help. That the driver had stopped at the Walk of Champions to call for help, but the shooting took place on Grace Street off a University Boulevard. The driver told police that he has returned fire and believed he had struck one of the suspects. After speaking with the witness and viewing video surveillance, police were able to develop and locate suspects, one of which had indeed been struck by gunfire and had none life-threatening injuries.
3 hours ago, a member of the basketball team, who's also a DC native, along with a Maryland man, are both charged with capital murder.
I love you. I swear, I love you more than you imagine.
Now, according to Darius's lawyer, he stated,
His attorney releasing a statement saying Miles and his family are heartbroken, but also saying he maintains his innocence.
Darius's dad also posted on Facebook saying, "Thanks for all the support. Lord knows we're going to need it. I know it's a daunting task, but if anyone that is his friend of Tracy, Darius minds, that is financially capable to be in Tuscaloosa tomorrow when we go before a judge for support, we'd be greatly appreciated. If you can't know someone in Alabama or Atlanta that can stand in your place, it would be appreciated. Anyone who knows me know I'm a private person, but for my son's freedom, I have to fight for him." There was no apology to the Harris family or anything like that. It was just pinpoint, I want to fight for my son's freedom. It is suspected that he believes his son is innocent.
The 21-year-old has been removed from the roster and from campus.
It's really a tragedy all around, but especially for Jamea and her family. Wish we weren't having to address this situation, but we got to pull together as a team at this point and have each other's really be there for each other.
Harris leaves behind her 5-year-old son, Kane, who Smith says was her world, telling us the love and bond between the two was unimaginable.
I just don't know how we're going to have to find the strength to tell him.
My condolences and strength goes out to this family.
Up over Mars, you trim a tree, I put up a star. I wear a sweater, it's diamond.